Hey, welcome back. This is Jana with Purl Together, and this is part 3 of the Cozy Winter Shawl Knit Along. We are about to wrap it up, you guys. All we really need to do is, finish knitting chart C, make it however long you like, and then do your I-cord cast off, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. Now, full confession time. Okay, you guys know I was on vacation the last 2 weeks. My shawl is actually not as big as I would like for it to be. I mean, it's great. I'm loving it. It needs to be about 74 inches, which across, and it's not just quite there yet. So what I'm going to do, I need to join on my 4th skein and knit a little further, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the cast off, or the I-cord edging for the cast off. Then I'm just going to go ahead and take that out, continue knitting on my shawl during this week, and then do it over again. But I didn't want to delay this video because I know many of you have been waiting. I was on vacation, so I'm a little behind in my knitting because I was hiking and not knitting. But first, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to a couple of our patrons that are for their ongoing support of our channel. These are people that support Purl Together month after month just by contributing as little as $5 a month in order to keep these videos coming to you each and every week. So a public shout out and a heartfelt thank you to Sue, Fujii, and Eileen Allen. These are our most recent patrons from this last month. If you'd like to check out how you can support this channel and get some cool perks for doing so, check us out over at patreon.com/Purl Together. All right, on with the cast off. Let's get started. All right. I have completed row 12 and I've repeated chart C as many times as I'm going to before showing you this. At the bottom of page 2, the pattern indicates you'll want to repeat chart C at least 12 times, but depending on the yarn you're using and depending on your own personal preference, you can certainly repeat that chart more times than that, as I am. Because like I said before, if I went and measured my gauge over here, I have more stitches per inch than the pattern recommends. So I'm going to want to repeat chart C more times in order to get that overall dimension that I'm looking for. So now I'm at the top of page 3 and we're just going to follow these directions exactly for our I-cord cast off. All right. So cast on 3 stitches to the left needle. Now I'm just going to use a cable cast on because I think it's more sturdy and I like how it looks. I do have a video about this that I will put in the description below that goes through a little more slowly the cable cast on. If you want to follow along there, you're welcome to, or you can just rewind this as you go through it and be sure to ask any questions that you need to. All right, for a cable cast on, I'm going to insert my right hand needle in between here and here, in between the first stitch and the second stitch on the needle. I'm just going to go right in right there. And I'm going to wrap around as if to knit, and I'm going to draw that through. Then I'm going to bring that back up and put it on the left-hand needle. So that's 1. So I've made 1. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to make another 1, bring it and put it back on the left side. Go through in between. Be careful not to split any stitches. In between the first and second stitch. Wrap it like you normally would for knitting. Whoops, see, now I split that. So I'm just going to have to make that a little bigger. It helps to have super pointy ChaioGoo, however you say that, needles. Those are in the description below if you're interested in what needles I'm using. There we go, 4th time's the charm. And all right, I like this method because it leaves a better edge. You can certainly just, take your finger, turn it, and do this finger or thumb cast on where all you do is basically make a loop. And that'd be 1, 2, 3. You can do that if you like. I find that to be, it's fine. It's a little more flimsy than the cable cast on that I prefer. So what I've done there is cast on 3. Now we're going to work the I-cord bind off as follows, just as written in the instructions. So we're going to knit the first 2, and I'm just loosening this up a little is all I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to knit the first 2 stitches, knit the first 2, and knit these 2 together. Now this was the first one we cast on, and we're going to knit it together with the one that already existed, and that's going to combine them. I'll show you this several more times, don't worry. We're going to transfer all of these back onto the left-hand needle, being careful not to twist anything. So if you have these tip to tip, you're going to slide them from the right side to the left. So we're going to slide them back over, 2, 3, you're going to knit 2 and knit 2 together, and that connects your I-cord to this top edge. Okay, now slide everything back over. 1, 2, 3, knit 2, knit 2 together. Transfer everything back over, being careful not to twist any stitches. Knit 2 and knit 2 together. Okay, you're going to get to your marker. Obviously, you're going to remove that. Okay, let me do a few more inches, or a few more, and I'll show you what it's looking like on this edge here. Okay, you can see I've done a couple of inches here. This is going to be very, very nice. It's a very finished edge. You can see how that, I-cord just caps it off perfectly for what we've already done with, and it just rounds it out very, very nicely. Okay, you guys, so I'm all about keeping it real here, and I'm going to go tink that back. I'm going to take that out. It's just knits and knit 2 together, so that's easy enough to tink it back. And I'm going to carry on repeating chart number C as many times as I need to. Like I mentioned before, my gauge was a little bit different than what the pattern asked for. I had more stitches per inch, so it's going to take more yarn to make the shawl the size that I really want for this auction that I'm knitting this for. So I don't have my finished shawl blocked and ready to show you yet. We'll look for that in an upcoming podcast, hopefully later this week. And if not, you can always check out my Ravelry project pages as well. So, I'm laying there this morning in bed and I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to do this? I don't have this shawl ready for today's video. And I thought, that's life. I got behind on vacation. I didn't take my knitting with me when I was hiking up a mountain, and that's okay, right? Life happens. And we all know this, right? So I will have this done in time for the auction, and that was my main goal. I wanted to go ahead and record this episode so that it came out on time and so that you guys have the information that you need to complete your projects if you're ready to cast off and do that. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Holler if you have any questions. Join us over in the group on Ravelry and or Facebook. I'd love to see you over there. And watch for the finished shawl. I'll show that in a podcast coming up. All right, take care. Knit on.